steps. And even though it might seem like it's, it's a physical, they're made up of 12 physical movements, but the important point that I want you to really think about here is that it's actually a movement meditation. So even though we're moving, from one step to the other, the focus has to be on the breath. And eventually we have to let the breath lead us into the movement rather than the mind, the thinking mind leading us into the movement. So that's an important thing to understand, because this is not the best time to practice it. It's like sun salutation is a practice that we should, we should perform in the first half of the day alongside the sun. So if you can do it along to the rising sun, we can really derive its maximum benefits, because it's a way to internalize the sun inside of us. So there is a Surya, right? There's everything that we do in our lives, it gets materialized, it gets actualized because of that Agni in the pit of the stomach. And that's exactly what we activate. That's what we're like trying to revitalize through the practice of sun salutation. So let's get to it. So for those of you who are joining us for the practice today, welcome. Thank you for taking out your precious time. So we're going to do a little warm up. So just make a little wrist and start to move your wrist in and out. And then start to lift one foot and the other. And then move your hands all the way up. And with that, you also open your heart. When you reach all the way up, extend your hands, clasp them overhead, and stretch up. So here we come onto our tippy toes. And if you're falling here and there, don't worry. The balance, now that it comes from your eyes. It comes from your drishti. So find an unmoving point ahead of you to focus on. And then create a little bit of activation in your belly. And stretch up. It's a beautiful way to open up the entire body. So even if you're not practicing the sun salutations today, you can still do the warm-up. Exhale. As you bring the hands down, bring the feet down. Head down, inhale. Arms coming up. Exhale, arms coming down. Open the shoulders. The feet will stay grounded now. One last time. Inhale up. Open the heart. So we've opened the heart, we've opened the shoulders, we've opened the upper back with this movement, right? Now we're going to open the side body. So open up the side body and look slightly up. Inhale to come up, exhale, release, inhale to stretch. Exhale, bend to the other side. And then I don't want you to dump down. So make sure that your heart is open and you're looking up. So it's not important how much you bend in your side bend. You can go all the way down. It doesn't matter. It's not about that. It's about the opening of the heart, because that is what is going to allow for the space in your lateral body to really open up. We're trying to create space in each and every rib in your rib cage. Inhale and exhale, because when we create room in the rib cage, we open up and give room to the diaphragm. That in turn gives room to your lungs to breathe. And if your lungs are open and free, you obviously have more freedom in the way of being. So we're going way beyond just the breath in and out. This is really breathing with every cell in your body. So I invite you to come to the top of your mat. And from here, hold your hands at your waist. We're going to just make a few circles with the feet. Ankle stretching. Also involve the legs. Invite the legs to participate. Opposite side. Inhale and exhale, and the other one as well. Inhale and exhale. So the sun salutations, Surya Namaskara. A way, like I said, a way to activate the internal sun. In the yogic scriptures, they say the sun is located at our navel center. The moon is located at the third eye center, and the sun is located at your chi, at your hara, at your mana. There's so many names to call this, right? So it's basically what we call the solar plexus, your inner sun. Let's begin. Let's break it down. We're going to take it very, very slow so you can really get an understanding of each and every movement. So we're going to fold our hands to the heart center. Now we need to ensure that the knuckle of the thumb is coming to the center of the heart. When this happens, we press the vagus nerve. Now this is a very important connection between the heart and the mind. It invites your body to switch from the place of the mind to come and operate from the place of the heart intelligence. We know that the heart has its own brain, so we're working from that. So I invite you to come and activate the heart brain. So forearms are parallel your forearms to the ground. Soften the kneecaps. So there's a little, if you see, there's a micro bend in the knees here. You don't need to practice just yet, just watch, right? For one round, I'm going to just show you what we're doing. Here. So now, the tailbone shouldn't be here, neither should it be here. It needs to neutralize. So you can try this and then zip it all in and then relax from here. So out, tailbone tucks out, so pelvic tilt in, and then relax. It just creates that awareness in your pelvic to hold it up and straight. Now, we roll the shoulders back and behind us, and it's going to create a nice opening in the gateway to the heart. That's what we want. From here, let's bring our feet together, especially the heels touching in, honoring the natural anatomy of the body. This is Ekam, 1. Namaskar Asana. Here, the breath is, it's a deep inhale and an exhalation completely. So we're in neutral breath. Inhale and exhale from here. The second one, we're going to circle the arms overhead. Now, we can either stay up, looking up, or we can bend slightly back. This is 2 on the inhale. As we start to exhale, you'll see the movement begins again with the pelvic tilt. So we push the tailbone back and behind us, the arms travel. One piece, upper body traveling like one. So we don't break the body or the arms go first. No, it comes together. So imagine you've super glued, there's some super glue on your ears and you invite your arms and you super glue them to your ears. So now they can't move from here. So here they glue. 3, the exhale, we make the journey down, all the way down towards the feet. Now, it's important to remember that it's not about touching your feet. You don't need to kiss your toes. It's about reaching for the ground. We now need this orientation. So your tailbone is reaching for the sky. And then even if you're here or you're here, it doesn't matter. As long as we're reaching for the ground. Then, exhale. Padahastasana. From here, we're going to step the right leg back and behind us for number 4. On the inhale, step the right leg back and behind us. And then the back knee will descend into the ground. Now, at this moment, we will come to our fingertips, making sure that we're framing our hands and the foot is in the middle. The toe is tucked under of the back leg. It's not here. It's tucked under. And here, we're not rolled in. It's important that the heart is up. The heart is radiant. And the shoulders are square. And I'm hoping you are smiling. From here, we're going to ground the hands down to the ground. We're going to lift the leg off the ground, the back leg, as we step the back leg next to the right leg. And we come into a strong plank. What is a strong plank? This is not a strong plank. Neither is this a strong plank. A strong plank is here when we activate the legs and push the ground away from the body. So the whole body is one straight line. Now, this is on the exhale, right? So now we're going to drop the knees, chest and chin on the ground. For your Shashtanga Namaskara, here, your buttock stays floating up. And it's important that we hold the breath out if it's possible for you. From here, we're going to take a big breath in, inhale up and glue now your arms, your biceps to your ribcage. Inhale and exhale. Look straight ahead. So make sure that you're not cringing down, but you're pulling the neck away by lifting from the crown of the head. We hold our cobra. We know that the activation of the cobra is in its tail. The strength is in its tail. So even loose feet, activate everything, because that is what is going to give strength to your cobra. With a long spine and long neck. Now, we're going to tuck the toes under. We're going to exhale out and push the tailbone to the sky. So you'll notice the body should resemble a tall mountain peak. Now, the heels, if they're not reaching the ground, that's okay. But the idea is that don't lift them off intentionally. Try to push them towards the ground. And that's going to give you a really big, beautiful stretch in the back of your legs. And that's what we want. Inhale and exhale. Squeezing in the navel into the spine here. So imagine you create a whole body. We start to activate that internal sun, right? Exhale and inhale. We never ever need to hold the breath here. The breath continues, except in that pose that we just did. Now, we're going to make our way back to the way we came. So we're going to step the right leg, same leg, in between the hands. Square shoulders, opportunity to smile, soak it all in. And we're going to lift the leg alongside the right. We're just making our way back, right? Just reversing our steps. Hands down towards the earth. Reach it in towards the knees. Asana. From here, we're going to start to circle the arms, carrying this big ball of energy all the way up for your Asana. Inhale. On the exhale, we're going to bring the arms down. Just feel them down alongside the body. Samasthiti, 12. So 12 rounds, easy. So if you're joining me, jump in. We're going to do a few rounds just to get familiar with this movement, right? Inhale and exhale. Shoulders back. Squeezing the shoulder blades back in behind you. Knuckles of the thumb in contact with the vagus nerve. Pull up from the crown of your head. Lengthen. What does that mean? It means that every vertebrae inside your spine is going to try to lift up, to give you length, become taller, grow. You thought you couldn't grow. I promise you, you'll become taller if you do sun salutations the right way every day. Inhale and exhale. From here, let's circle the arms up. 1, 2. Exhale. 3. Hold it. This is the exhale, not hold the breath though. Only hold the pose. Asana. Stepping with your left leg now. So we step left and right, alternating. Step the left leg back in behind you this time. 4. Look straight ahead. Inhale. As you exhale, we're going to step into a plank. So come into a strong plank, using the exhalation for the transition, and then keep breathing. Activate your legs. From here, we're going to drop the knees, chest and chin on the ground. The hip stays up. The breath stays out if you can. Toes are tucked under. We're going to inhale and lift the upper body up. So the legs are on the ground and the toes are active. Smile. Find that beautiful cobra inside of you, your bhujanga. Tuck the toes under. As you exhale, push the tailbone back in behind you and send the heels into the ground. Ensure also when you're in your downward facing dog or your Asana, ensure that the base of your fingers is grounded. That's the base of your fingers. Stay there. It's where your fingers attach into your palm. So that part of your palm is to be grounded into your mat, into the earth, because that is your foundation. So let's see how that feels different. You should try that whenever you're practicing, to try to really ground, especially the base of your index finger and your thumb. Inhale and exhale. And from that activation, pull the tailbone up into the sky. So I don't want you to be here. The ears are in between the biceps and the heels are sent into the ground. Beautiful. Same thing, we reverse the journey on the inhale. Let's step the left leg in between the hands. Inhale and exhale. Right leg comes alongside the right, exhale down. Keep breathing. Inhale, arms coming up, circle the arms overhead. Hold, lift, bend back. Exhale, come down, and hands come down on the exhalation. In, out, in, out. So the sun salutations are an interplay of push and pull. You'll notice we open the heart, we close the heart. The whole posterior chain opens and then it closes alternatively. So it's so beautiful because it creates absolute harmony in the entire left and right side of your brain, of your body, balancing the energy channels. So let's do it a couple more times so you really get the drift of the Surya Namaskara. Inhale and exhale. Ground through your feet. Really soak in your breath. Connect to your breath. Maybe you can already feel the activation inside, the blood pumping. On the inhale, let's lift the arms up. 2. Urdhva, inhale. Exhale, Padahastasana, reaching your hands towards your feet on the exhale. 3. Stepping the right leg back in behind you. 4. Inhale, look straight ahead. As you prepare to exhale, step the left leg back in alongside into your strong plank. Make a nice strong plank. Make sure your spine is not breaking anywhere. And you drop your knees, chest and chin onto the ground. Hugging your elbows into the rib cage. Shashtanga Namaskara. Offering your entire body to the earth. On the inhale, scoop the upper body up. And smile. Strong hands. So each and every asana has been put together like a link in the chain in the sun salutations. This is an ancient practice that goes far as back as millennia. And we know it works because it's carried on without any pursuit of any institution or organization. From here, prepare to step your right leg in between your hands on the inhale. Step the left leg, exhale down. Inhale, arms coming up. Exhale to release. One more, okay, together. Inhale and exhale. 1, we're gonna do a bit more fluidly so it really comes in your mind, the steps of it. Inhale and exhale, Namaskar Asana, Urdhva Asana. 2, exhale, Padahastasana, left leg. Ekapada Prasaranasana. Dvipada Prasaranasana, hold your breath out. Knees, chest and chin on the ground. Shashtanga Namaskara. Inhale, Bhujanga. Exhale, Bhudara. Left leg, Ekpada Prasaranasana. Right leg, Padahastasana. Inhale, Urdhva. Exhale, Samasthiti. So I don't know if you did it or not, but it's important that you understand the steps of it. There are so many variations of how we can put together these 12 steps. But this is one variation that this is the variation I teach, I stick to it. It's tried and tested. So I welcome you to use this as your go-to practice. Now, how many sun salutations in a day? I would say start building up. It's always Step up, baby steps are always really nice. So if you can manage 2 today, build up to 4 tomorrow. And then eventually what you want to do is do at least 12. So do a little warm up, do a little cool down, then do a little Shavasana. And it's your complete practice. 21 minutes, that's all you need. Slowly, through the sessions that we do, I'm going to help you build a 21-minute practice that you can do, in the mornings or whenever you have the time, as per your convenience. And that's something that you have to make it your own. So then once you begin and once you start that practice, it's something that you cannot live without, because your body feels so supple, your mind feels so relaxed, and your breath feels nice. So how can we say no to that, right? Okay, so join me in coming into a seated position. I know some of you just had dinner, so I invite you to sit in Vajrasana. We call this Vajrasana. It's a really nice asana to create balance in the digestive fire. It creates a lot of calmness. It helps you digest the food, and it also strengthens the lower body, as you can see. So we're sitting actually on our heels. If this is not available for you, you can tuck your toes under and sit on your ankles. That's fine too. This is absolutely fine. The hands are on the thighs. And if you can, I know this is very hard for some of us, but it's very important that we try and practice Vajrasana. We call it the diamond pose, because it really helps to ignite the inner diamond, the inner sheen, the inner shine, that helps you really awaken to that divinity inside. So even if you can hold it for a few seconds, do that. Have your meal, sit in Vajrasana, help yourself digest it, and also activate everything in the lower chakras. Inhale and exhale. Let's sit here for a few moments, taking a few big breaths, making sure we're not overlapping our big toes of the feet, just touching. Inhale and exhale. Sitting here. And if this is not an option for you to sit for a long time, please feel free to come in a crisscross applesauce position. We call this Sukhasana. The left leg is close to the right perineum, and the left foot is lying just in front of the left shin. The right foot is in front of the left shin. Easy pose, we call this Sukhasana, because no hassles, easy to sit in, and very sustainable. Wherever you are, wherever this finds you today, I invite you to just tune out of whatever you're doing just for the next few minutes and join us for a little bit of pranayama to be able to tune into your breath. We know that our breath is our inner guru, is our guide. But to be able to receive the wisdom of the guru, we have to tap into it. We have to cultivate the energy of listening. We have to cultivate and arrive from a place of stillness and silence. So wherever you are, even if you're in the middle of your work day, which I know some of you are, just take a few minutes here to breathe. Let's breathe together, because the power of collective breath is profound. We can create ripples of transformation and change all through our hearts. All of us that bring in our heart energy in at this moment, we will walk out a little elevated, and that's a promise. We'll walk out a little bit uplifted. We'll have a little spark of joy in our hearts. Palms resting gently on the knees. I invite you to close your eyes if you haven't already done so. Now start to relax all the muscles in your face. Start to relax, especially the area around your eyes. Relax your jaw. Relax also your shoulders, but keep the heart open. Relax your spine, but keep it lifting up. Keep it tall. Keep the integrity of your spine. because there is freedom in that. Can we take a few breaths together? In. Deep inhale in. Exhale completely out. Deep inhale in. Exhale from the mouth with a sigh sound, with a ha sound. Continue this for a few more breaths. Deep inhale in. Exhale, sigh, open mouth. Every time you exhale, bring in energy of surrender. Today it also happens to be a very powerful full moon. Full moons have an energy that invite us to let go of any quality that no longer serves us. So this is an invitation for you to release and let go from the center of your heart. Release anything that no longer serves you. Think about this for a moment and prepare to release. Deep inhale in from the nose. As you exhale, release that no longer serves you. Deep inhale in. Breathe in energy, joy. Exhale, surrender, let go. Feel the lightness. Deep inhale. Inhale the lightness of being. Exhale the heaviness. Imagine that with every out breath, you're releasing, becoming lighter. Because whatever it is that is holding you back, that is carrying like a weight on your shoulders, like a weight on your head, starts to let go with every out breath. Deep inhale in. Exhale completely out. Feel that. Deep inhale in. Breathe as if you're breathing the energy from the earth, from your roots, and taking that energy from your roots as they nourish you. They send nourishing oxygen, nourishing nutrients all the way up to the crown of your head, and you exhale anything that needs cleansing, exhale anything that needs to be detoxified in your body. Let's inhale one big breath together. Hold that breath. Let it fill your being completely. Hold it. When you can't hold that breath anymore, slowly exhale out with an open mouth. Now stay in the emptiness of breath. Stay without breathing in if you can, for a few seconds here only, and switch into the natural rhythm of your breath. Switch into the breath as it's coming, without stepping in its way, but observing it keenly, as if it's your child and you can't let it out of your sight. Maybe you need to even hold its hand. The child is small, so stay with your breath like you would with a small baby that you are meant to nurture, that you're meant to look after with all of your love, all of your sincerity, all of that love and sincerity that we give out into the world. Can you offer to your breath for a few moments now? Can you just observe the sensations inside of your breath? Can you feel that lightness that is triggered by this simple and so effective exercise? The exercise, the practice of surrender, the practice of systematically letting go of anything that no longer serves us, no longer uplifts our energy. It It's almost like an energy vampire. Get rid of it. Just observe the natural rhythm of your breath. Tune in to that area around your nostrils. Tune into that, the sensation of the coolness of the air as it goes in and the warmth of the air as it comes out of your nostrils and hits your upper lip. Can you sense that? This needs all of your attention. You offer all of your attention to your breath. The breath is so subtle. Can you open up your mind's eye to your breath, your heart's eye to your breath? And can you tune in so much so that you're able to receive, you're able to see which is your dominant nostril? Is it your left or your right? As we live our lives, as we breathe through our lives, there's always one nostril that's dominant at all times. We don't breathe from two, we breathe from one at a time. Can you observe and see right at your nostrils which is your dominant nostril? It could be the left, it could be the right, it could be any which one. Your left nostril is the more yin, feminine, lunar energy. The right nostril is the solar, active, yang energy. So you'll notice anytime you're doing something with a lot of attention, your mind is completely occupied, it's usually your right nostril that's activated. And when you're relaxed, sometimes the left kicks in, and it may not always be so. Just observe, nothing to do, nowhere to go. Just for a few more moments to surrender, to offer the present of your presence to yourself. The highest of all gifts that you can give to anyone is to yourself. The gift of your presence, even if it's for just a fleeting moment, but that moment of connection is so profound. Stay in the silence, stay in the stillness, stay with sincerity, stay with humility. Let's take a big breath in together and out from the nose. In from the nose, out from the nose. And let's take our last breath together, holding hands, hearts connected, in this collective uplifting of consciousness. Inhale. And exhale out. Bring your hands to your heart center and let's bow in gratitude of this exercise of letting go, of this exercise of surrender. Offer gratitude to your heart center, offer gratitude to all the blessings that we're surrounded by. In your own time, we're going to slowly create a soft smile on our face as we gently start to open our eyes and awaken to this present moment. Thank you for taking the time. I hope you can carry this stillness with you for a little bit longer.
Thank you so much, Mansi.
Thank you, Akshi.
Any questions if someone has?
Any questions?
Team, are you there?
I'm happy if they're a bit relaxed. That's good.
Gaurav is there.
I'm here.
Yes.
All right, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Otherwise, we'll wrap it up.
No questions from my end.
No questions. Did you do a little bit of that?
I just did the
meditation?
basic. I had this yoga mat right in front of me.
Oh,
So
that's
I do it, not all the steps, but yes, I do it some in the morning.
yeah.
Which all possible step that I can do it right now, I do that. The rest I'll park it for the morning.
But did you do? But did you do some of the? Did you do the meditation right now? Just
I did the last part and the starting part, to be honest.
yeah, good.
And
No, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
No, that's great. That's what I thought anyway, because the sun salutations can be done in the morning time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Thank you, Gaurav. Thank you for your feedback.
Thank you.